There's a lot to talk about. Every game there's 4 or 5 plays. There, it looks like there was 40 plays in this game that were the difference. Go ahead, Brett.
Anything you can put your finger on in the running game?
Yeah, anything we can put our finger on in the running game. Well, they just did a good job with their linebackers plugging our running game. I don't think we were really ready as intense as we needed to be. Our offensive line wasn't. A little bit too high. They were kind of selling out against the run. We've got to fix that. That's a concern, and we're going to really look at that, Brett, and try to see what we can do coming up this week.
How about the penalties?
Penalties are part of the problem, part of the discipline problem and structure of the problem. When we came here 3.5 years ago, that was what I thought we needed to work on, was structure and discipline in the program, and we still need to work on it. When it shows lack of concentration, lack of focus. 2 holding penalties and an offside penalty in the first 2 possessions with a fumble. Somebody wasn't ready. Somebody wasn't ready.
Do you put the fourth quarter collapse on players or coaches?
I think the coaches always assume the guilt if that's what we're looking for in any game if we lose. So it's players win when we win and coaches lose when we lose. But Clements did a great job. He was the difference in the fourth quarter, and they just kept playing and playing, and we couldn't stop him. We could not catch him. We couldn't stop him.
How do you get a team to, and as a head coach, how do you get them to just put away games when you have a team down? How do you get them to just finish it off and put them away?
Well, normally it's if you can run the football and when you're ahead, preserve your win, that's the best thing, and we couldn't run the football. We had to pass, and then we had too many short times when we had the ball, if you're not connecting. And then usually it stopped the run. Of course, run wasn't a problem for us. It was containment of the quarterback and gave them good field position twice with the fumble on the punt and then the kickoff, the pooch kickoff that they recovered. Gave them great field position. But they executed the passing game and the scramble to perfection. So I think usually it's stop the run and be able to run. That's how you can put people away. They were pretty much away. We're ahead, holy smokes, how many times you see 24 points in the fourth quarter? So we just too much time left, I guess.
Is this kind of bottom out?
Oh, I think it was a bottom out as far as the way we've played this year. Yeah, it was a pretty quiet trip coming back on the plane and the locker room and Sunday's workout. And so it's up to us to get back to where we were before with that spirit, intensity, enthusiasm. And just keep reminding our guys that we have a plan, and if you follow the plan, you're going to win, fellas. Just stay with us, I got their back, they have mine. We're together on this. It's not, we don't, coaches always take the blame when you lose, but it's not anything like we're together as a team, as a coaching staff and a team. We really are. We got really good kids on this team. They didn't play real good, but we got good people on this team.
You talk about the young players having to constantly remind them. Does
Yeah.
short memory kind of come in handy?
Yeah, might. I think we always take it harder. Maybe even fans sometimes take it harder. Coaches and fans take it harder than players do because they're the ones playing the game. We'll get back. I truly believe that we'll get back. What's the confidence level of the defense right now? Well, it's something I got to work on. It's something we have to be confident. You cannot be. You have to be confident to play defense. You have to be confident to play pass defense. You've got to bow your neck. There's not a defensive back in the country that's played that hasn't been beat for a touchdown before. So it's going to happen to everybody at one time or another. So we have to build our confidence. We have to, because we can play at times. We can play, but doesn't look like we're a lot better than anybody else, and I don't know if anybody else is a lot better than us.
Coach, do you make any changes on the defensive side of the ball?
We'll make whatever changes are necessary. We're going to obviously have to make some changes scheme-wise going into this game because it's a different type of offense that we're playing this week. So there'll be some different schemes, and that might take us out of dime or nickel defense that we might have ran last week against Rice, toward the end there. We'll definitely make some changes on defense because it's a different offense that we're running against. And I think we'll probably make some changes on offense because it's a different defense that we're running against. But those are, we're not selling out on any personnel if that's, or coaches or principals. We think we have good coaches. We think we have good players. We think we have a good scheme, but we're not winning. So we're either going to bow our neck and do what we do and do it better and adjust things and clamp down a little bit harder, but we're certainly not going to shoot anybody or step off the end of the plank and push our players off the end of the plank.
Do you listen to fans at all, or at this time, something like that?
No, Duke. Sorry, Steve, but no. I don't listen.
Was Dibs matched up with Dillard
Most of the time, he was, yeah. Demps was matched up with Dillard most of the time, number 81 in the game, at cornerback. But, they put him different places and hide him different spots, and it was a good matchup most of the time, and it wasn't a good matchup up a couple of times.
How did you come out recently?
We're banged around, it's this game's so funny. You go play a school that won one game in Rice that isn't huge team that doesn't look just beautiful on the field prancing around in their uniforms, and they get slugged up and beat up pretty good. So we're bruised up.
Are you going to keep the two returner look? Or was that
I don't know yet. We haven't done we meet at 4:00 on special teams to decide those, but we went to the two returner look against Rice because their punter was a scattered punter. He'll punt it where you can't get it and you can't catch it, so we put two guys in there. It worked pretty good if we'd have caught the ball.
on the whole, though? Did Rouse have a pretty good game?
That was probably Fred Rouse's better games, yes, other than the fumble. Returned well, caught the ball deep well.
How close to being in shape and healthy is Fred?
I think he's pretty close. I haven't talked to him today or anything. Monday is the players off, so we don't see him as much. Brandon Jordan, however, looks like he may be out for the season with a bruised spinal column and concussion. But he's walking around. He's fine.
Is it maybe a little relief for the defense that, while you're playing one of the best running backs in the country, at least it's something different?
Well, I can't tell. Gosh, I don't know what the deal is in this conference or this game. I was talking with Fred about that earlier. Now, all of a sudden, we're playing a team that's down, and they played their worst game according to their coach, Toledo. We're playing Tulane, and they haven't won very many. They're not drawing many fans, and they played their worst game, and yet they got the best running back maybe in the country, or statistically the number one running back in the country and the number one defense in our conference. When's it stop?